So, here we are, Monday, March the 6th, 2017. This is Big Bob. And I am coming to you live today on the way out to the west side. And today's word is excuses. Excuses. People have a lot of excuses for why they do things. Well, see, the reason I broke all those cameras is because that's a bad person, and we got to punish him, and we got to get him. And there's no excuse for domestic violence. There's no excuse for bad behavior. There's no excuse for any of the things that people think there's an excuse for. Well, see, the reason why I didn't, because now that's different than an explanation. You know, you have. This morning I dropped a plate. I dropped it and I got to have extra bacon. You want to get the extra bacon? Drop the mic, drop the plate on the floor, and then see who wants that bacon. Nobody wants it, but me, I wanted it. And the new place here, I used to have wood floors. If you drop the plate, oh well, you know, it bounced off, that was it. Wood is soft and forgiving. Tile, no, tile is not forgiving nothing. Tile is like the adversary. It says, here to steal, kill, and destroy. Tile floors, not a big fan of them. I do miss that about Casa del Green. We had wood floors, beautiful soft wood floors, and they were sweet. They were sweet. But you know, they have a bigger. There's gives and takes in life. So, but I explained that. I said, you know, I'm really tired. And by the way, the family member put a tablecloth on top of this is the explanation. The family member put a tablecloth on top of the wooden table that has wings that fold down. And I misjudged. I just misjudged where I couldn't see where the crack was. And I didn't really even think. I thought, well, you know, the table's clear. Looks clear to me. You know, here we go. And so next time I'll remember, don't put the table thing down until you clear the table. I mean, get it really cleared off. Double check where the crack is. Maybe snap a line. Now, I have a situation where someone's behaving extremely badly. I mean, I did the right thing yesterday. I did the paperwork. I did the proof of service. I did everything exactly correctly to the note. Exactly what I was told to do by my master's teacher. My master's degree doctorate teacher said, you fill it out, you mail it, you put the proof of service, you make sure you check all these boxes, make sure the right date is on there, wait for the contract. Yeah, she went through, she spent a couple hours with me, and it was amazing, really amazing. So I did everything yesterday. Today was the application of the class of what I had to do. And yet, then afterwards, I got this really humorous text. It was funny. It was like, it was so stupid, it was funny. And this person doesn't seem to understand, this camper seems to think that somehow or another that it's all a big melodrama, or it's a big play. They think that I'm moving out all of my stuff out of the Casa del Green just to get them to move. I'm like, nobody else thinks that. Everybody else realizes, oh, the house sold, you're okay. They think that I'm just lying. And they called me a bunch of choice words, and I just thought, you know, this is just an excuse for this person to behave badly. They think that somehow or another that they're better than the average bear. They think that somehow or another that they are above the law. They think somehow or another that they got the right excuses that allow them to behave in a way. You ever seen a guy going down the road at 85 miles an hour? You know, why? Hey, the reason why is because you don't have permission. I just saw Blue Bloods with Tom Selleck. My favorite show is Blue Bloods. He's really a big fan of Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, our president. And he had a friend of his that I guess was a big supporter of the NYPD. And then this NYPD guy, he had lights and siren going on a police car, and he wasn't a police officer, and he wasn't going to an emergency. He was just doing it just because he wanted to get somewhere quick. And so that wasn't good. And so Frank had to deal with that. How do you deal with that with a big donor that's a nice guy, and he didn't mean any harm, and so, but there was excuses. there's always an excuse. The person who's driving real fast and they say, well, you know, I'm running late to my meeting. That's their excuse. Rather than coming up with creative, artful excuses, how about we do something different today? Let's look for opportunities to be a blessing. Rather than that camper writing me a very derogatory, very negative, very sorry. I mean, it just made them look very bad. They could have just said, "Got the note, Bob. Sorry to have to go. You don't have to evict us. We're gonna move out in the next week. We got a building already. You already gave us a notice 5 days ago. We're well underway to moving out, and all the best to you, Bob. And let me know if I can help. Whatever I need to do, I'll be glad to do." And that would have been an appropriate note. That would have been a godly, Christian, good note. This guy is just like, I showed it to my family, and they were like, it's unbelievable. It's like, are you serious? This guy is really going to do all that? This guy is really going to, just like, no. It makes no sense at all. But I thought, the excuse. And this guy has a particular excuse, and he thinks that his particular excuse is especially valuable, because of this, let's call it excuse N, the N excuse. He's got a very, very good, and this excuse number N is a free pass. He can do whatever he wants because of this excuse number N. And simply not true. I just walked away thinking, boy, when that guy is in cuffs and hauled away for property damage, for assault, for failing to, when the sheriffs get to the gate and, they get to his door and they knock on the door at 6 a.m. and they say, Mr. So-and-so, you got yourself here, 20 minutes to gather whatever you can. We'll be back, we'll give you an hour. We'll be back in an hour. Gather up whatever you can and get out of here because you're done. And then he gives them the appropriate sign language. No. And the guy, he goes off, and then in an hour the sheriff comes back and they cuff him and they take him away, and then all of his stuff is hauled away by whoever it is there that hauls it out to the street. Then the city crew comes in about an hour and they haul it all away to the dump. I mean, there's not going to be any excuses. Well, no. See, the reason why was because, you see, the reason. No, there's no excuse. You were given, and it's been proved. It's been proved that you were given a notice to leave. You were given another notice to leave. An eviction attorney sent out people, and you were told to leave. And you're living in this fantasy world that you think allows you to stay in this room of the Costa del Green, and it just simply ain't so, Sally. You ain't going to stay here. You're done. Your days here are finished, and you're done. You're done. You got to go. Hasta la vista, baby. And it won't be any hasta la vista. It's going to be goodbye forever. You're gone. And, well, I'm going to come back in a few minutes and we will continue on. I've got to move on right now. Today's going to be kind of a little choppy day, but let's wrap up here. If you need to call me at 213-713-8954 or 8954-GREEN, att.net. On the Twitter, BobBob8954. And of course, you're watching Pasty About Devotional on YouTube.